Will you look at this guy, for crying out loud? What on God's earth are you wearing there? What is that? I mean, like, what is that? That's not a suit. That looks like something you would like if you happen to forget your buddy's funeral was that day and you just scrap together some stuff at a Salvation Army or Goodwill. That is disgusting. The pants don't even match. There's a lighter shade of black with the jacket. I mean, this is an absolute embarrassment. You're here to see the President of the United States of America. Your country is in absolute turmoil. We've given you so much money, hundreds of billions of dollars, and this is how you dress? This is the way that you show respect? You can't just you can't just dress with a little bit of decorum, a little bit of decency, integrity, and dignity. You can't just wear a suit and tie. What on God's earth is that? Somebody tell me in the comments down below. The amount of money that we've given this gremlin gromlet of a man, petulant man-child, he should be wearing like a red, white, and blue Star-Spangled Banner suit with a big fat smile on his face with a tattoo of the American flag on his tongue. So President Zelensky of Ukraine and a bunch of European leaders, Macron, Melania from Italy, and the Chancellor of Germany, they all met today. I'm just going to give you the 2-sentence kind of summation. Nothing happened. There is no deal. There isn't not a deal. Supposedly they're talking behind closed doors right now. But I just get this strong feeling. Zelensky came up with all these demands. We're not going to give up anything. No. This isn't going to work. Putin said, just give up the Donetsk region. And we will, the Donbass region, and we will call this war, we'll end everything. And already, just like he exhibited time and time again, he just gives me the vibe that this is a guy who doesn't want peace. This is a guy who is profiting major league off of this war. And so there is no deal, so to speak. It was really just a lot of political kind of gibberish and BS going back and forth, not from President Trump. President Trump actually crafted what I think is one of the most perfect, I don't know how you would say this, navigational routes towards ending any idea of him leaving office. I'm dead serious. Wait till you see what I share with you. But the rest of these leaders, it's just the same old BS. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you for having us here. We're very, very serious. Macron is like, we are very serious about peace. We want peace, robust peace. I mean, it's just a bunch of crap. It's all going to be up to Trump. It has nothing to do with Zelensky. I think Putin probably has a little more influence. I don't think the European leaders are going to have much influence. It's really going to come down to, can Trump get Zelensky in shape or not? But wait till I play you this clip that literally I think is a 4-dimensional chess move that Trump could actually, like logistically, I'm not saying he would do it, stay for another term and maybe even longer. Wait till you see this clip. I'll explain it all in a second. Also, he absolutely goes off on Democrats when it comes to elections, speaking of elections, and mail-in ballots. And I'm also going to show you a statement that he made about what he's going to do about mail-in ballots. Remember, Kamala didn't win a single state. If this doesn't tell you that 2020 was rigged, if this doesn't tell you that they cheat at every turn, Kamala didn't win a single state that required voter ID. By the way, really quickly, before I jump into these clips, are you in favor of declaring Election Day a national holiday and only allowing in-person voting? I mean, it seems like this should be a no-brainer. It seems like this should be a bipartisan, total unilateral agreement and consensus that we want. This, to me, is the foundation that would cement election integrity. Am I crazy? Let me know in the comments down below. But check this out. Okay, I'm going to share with you this clip right here that I just think is so amazing, and I'm going to explain to you what it means. President Zelensky is asked about fair elections in his country. Watch this response, and then watch what Trump does.
On peace, God willing.
No. Oh my God, I just absolutely love this. Okay, so if you didn't hear what he said, and I'm going to play it for you again, that last part. So President Zelensky was asked about open and fair elections in Ukraine. He said, absolutely, but during war, they have canceled, based on, BS circumstances and safety BS. We're no election. And then Trump goes, so wait a minute, let me get this straight. If you're in the middle of a war, there are no elections? And he goes, I wonder what the fake news would think about that. Me personally, I would love it if he ran for another term. I would love it. It's not going to happen, but I want to play for you this clip again of Trump saying this.
No. Speaking of news, I got a question.
So obviously, he would never do that. But think about this. Think about the absolute brilliant 4D chess strategy move that Trump could pull off here, which is actually quite genius. Because let's just say he wanted to run again. Let's just say hypothetically, he could say, well, wait a minute, because all the Hippocrats and the Democrats, and they'll all be protesting and absolutely being triggered and losing their mind and melting down the woke media. Wait a minute, time out. This is what Trump could say. What about your boy Zelensky? Your boy Zelensky canceled elections during a time of emergency, during a time of substance and safety, as he called it, which essentially means the country is at war. They absolutely, think of the move here. They absolutely idolize Zelensky. I mean, remember Josh Shapiro signing bombs with Zelensky when he visited Pennsylvania? I mean, for crying out loud, this is literally the guy, them waving Ukrainian flags in a shameful display in the chamber of Congress. I mean, they worship this guy. They love this guy. They will fight tooth and nail. They won't fight for us. They won't fight for American citizens. But when it comes to Zelensky and war, they're all about that. Think of the move that Trump could play here. I'm going to run for another term. I'm not going anywhere. We have such an amazing track record. Let's see what the people think. Maybe I will run for a third. Let's just see what they do. I guarantee you, if he did, it would be hypothetical. I don't think it's going to happen. I think J.D. Vance is a shoo-in, to be honest. But imagine the strategy. Imagine the brilliant move. He could say, how are you getting upset at me? Why are you getting mad at me? Zelensky did it. And this is your idol. This is the guy that you revere and worship. Now all of a sudden, so it works for Zelensky, but not me. Just think about that chess move. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to share this with you. Trump made a statement about mail-in ballots, and I think this is absolutely powerful. And don't go anywhere, because I'm going to play for you exactly what he said in the press conference today. He absolutely went off. I mean, nuclear on the Democrats. But this is what Trump posted here on Truth Social, saying, I'm going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots. And also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines, which cost 10 times more than accurate and sophisticated watermark paper. I couldn't agree more, which is faster and leaves no doubt. At the end of the evening, as to who won and who lost the election, we are now the only country in the world that uses mail-in voting. Think about that. Why are the Democrats so opposed to this? Well, you and I both know why. All others gave it up because of the massive voter fraud encountered. We will begin this effort, which will be strongly opposed by the Democrats because they cheat at levels never seen before by signing an executive order to help bring honesty to the 2026 midterm elections. 1 billion%. If you're for this, give me a huge yeah in the comments right now. Remember, the states are merely an agent for the federal government in counting and tabulating the votes. They must do what the federal government, as represented by the President of the United States, tells them for the good of our country to do. With their horrible radical left policies like open borders, men playing in women's sports, transgender and woke for everyone, and so much more, Democrats are virtually unelectable without using this completely disproven mail-in scam. Elections can never be honest with mail-in ballots voting, and everybody, in particularly the Democrats, knows this. I and the Republican Party will fight like hell to bring honesty and integrity back to our elections. The mail-in ballot hoax using voting machines that are a complete and total disaster must end now. Remember, without fair and honest elections and strong and powerful borders, you don't even have a semblance of a country. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. And here's what he said today in the Oval Office, absolutely ripping the Democrats completely apart on this issue. This is majesty. Listen.
Pushed out on social media about doing away with mail-in ballots and potentially electronic voting machines. Can you expand on that and how important
Well,
that is?
that's a very off-topic, just really quickly. Mail-in ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots. And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order that's being written right now by the best lawyers in the country to end mail-in ballots because they're corrupt. And you know that we're the only country in the world, I believe, I may be wrong, but just about the only country in the world that uses them because of what's happened. Massive fraud all over the place. The other thing we want change are the machines. For all of the money they spend, it's approximately 10 times more expensive than paper ballots. And paper ballots are very sophisticated with the watermark paper and everything else. We would get secure elections. We'd get much faster results. The machines, I mean, they say we're going to have the results in 2 weeks. With paper ballots, you have the results that night. Most people, many countries use paper ballots. It's the most secure form. So between paper ballots, very, very important, paper ballots, and I think maybe even more important, the mail-in voting. We're going to end mail-in voting. It's a fraud. If you have mail-in vote, even Jimmy Carter with this commission, they set it up. He said the one thing about mail-in voting, you will never have an honest election if you have mail-in. And it's time that the Republicans get tough and stop it because the Democrats want it. It's the only way they can get elected. Because with men and women's sports and with transgender for everybody and open borders and all of the horrible things, and now the new thing is they love crime. They're fighting me on the fact that I've made Washington, D.C. safe. We're not going to get mugged, beaten up, or killed like all the people you've been watching get so badly hurt. I'm glad, I hate to take your time with this, but I'm glad you asked me that question.
Sorry.
We're going to stop mail-in ballots because it's corrupt. You know, when you go to a voting booth and you do it the right way and you go to a state that runs it properly, you go in, they even ask me. They asked me for my license plate, for identity. I said, I don't know if I have it. They said, sir, you have to have it. I was very impressed, actually. But it's very hard to cheat with mail-in voting. As you know what happens in California, it's so corrupt, where some people get 5, 6, 7 ballots delivered to them. Now, we got to stop mail-in voting, and the Republicans have to lead the charge. The Democrats want it because they have horrible policy. If you have mail-in voting, you're not going to have many Democrats get elected.
100% right about everything. How many times have I said this? Trump was right about everything. The hat is, I'm not wearing it right now, but the hat is absolutely factual, and I have proof. Don't go anywhere. Look at this. You want proof that 2020 is how we thought it turned out? When we went to sleep on that fateful day in 2020 on November 5th, and Trump was ahead in every single swing state, and then magically we woke up to cackling Kamala calling Joe that dreadful, dark, abysmal day in American history? City Councilman Abu Musa, Democrat from Michigan, on tape, I have the video, stuffing ballots in the middle of the night from a darkened truck. And this was the second incident. And by the way, he won by only 76 votes. Watch.
New video obtained by Local 4 shows a black pickup truck pulling up outside Hamtramck City Hall in the middle of the night, just days before the primary election. All of a sudden, the lights turn on inside the truck. That's when you spot 3 men inside, including what appears to be Council Member Abu Musa in the back seat, the same council member who is seeking re-election right now. The video then shows the driver getting out and stuffing absentee ballots into the drop box. The only problem? They don't all fit. He then starts pushing them in before reaching for 2 more stacks. The whole time looking around to see if anyone is watching. After about 2 minutes, the group drives away. And get this, Local 4 found that it happened again, only 4 days later. This time, a different car pulling up, with what appears to be the same council member in the passenger seat. He then starts handing bundles of ballots to the driver, dropping off 3 large stacks. City election results show Musa received 1,129 votes during the primary, making him the top contender for city council in November. Michigan State Police confirmed the videos are part of an ongoing investigation. It all comes just days after 2 Hamtramck City Council members were charged with election fraud.
Yep, all of a sudden 2020 is not looking so conspiratorial anymore, is it? This is something that every single elected official, I don't care if you're independent, Democrat, Republican, centrist, non-centrist, whatever you are, this should be across the board. And so what I'm going to ask you to do, we need this video to go viral. I need you to tap that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us out immeasurably. You could even do it with your TV remote. Tap it right now. Share this with everybody you know. Leave a comment. These people, all of these, the White House, Caroline Leavitt, Stephen Miller, even Newsom's office and Crockett, they all watch this show. Let them know what you think in the comments. And by the way, reach out to your representative in your state. Reach out to your congressman or woman or what have you, and let them know how you feel about this. This is all about election integrity. This is about keeping it on. It needs to be same day, in person only, national holiday, and the only person, so pay attention to who's fighting this. The only person who's fighting for this is the guy who rightfully won 3 times. The guy that I rightfully voted for 3 times, and that's President Trump. So pay attention to who's fighting against this. That should tell you everything you need. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please tap that thumbs up. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's free. You can get our one-of-a-kind. We have new designs right now, Never Newscom. Check out the link to our shop in the pinned comment and description. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.